Joining us now in studio is Peter Culp, founder of Culp Law and former Assistant Attorney General of New York State. Peter, good to have you in. The accusations that women say that Harvey Weinstein raped them, those could still, if they went to a local DA, those could still prompt charges against him, right?
They could. There's sort of a zip code lottery going on. In certain states, take, for instance, New York has no statute of limitations. California, where Miramax and where most of these incidents occurred in this Peninsula Hotel, there is a statute of limitation of 10 years. Jerry Brown, the governor, has changed that in 2016, but there is this sort of zip code lottery.
What's the likelihood that a DA would see some of these accusations reported by the New Yorker and call up the women and say, hey, do you want to talk to us?
I hope there's a good likelihood. Some of these accusations, certainly the ones in New York, if there's rape, there's no statute of limitations in New York, and he could be accused and charged if the evidence is still good.
Harvey Weinstein, through his lawyer, is threatening to sue the New York Times for their original story. The New York Times, though, wouldn't they have access to all of these women's stories, even if they're under confidentiality agreements? In other words, if there's a lawsuit and they want to talk to these women, there's nothing stopping the Times from finding out whether their accusations are true.
They could get subpoenas. I mean, more so with the criminal side. You could get criminal subpoenas, criminal grand juries, and that wouldn't prevent anybody from sort of piercing those settlements if you get called by a grand jury to testify.
What do you make of these accusations against Harvey Weinstein from a legal perspective?
Well, a lot of them, it's interesting, a lot of them follow sort of a modus operandi, sort of a pattern, where they're younger women, younger actresses just starting out in their career. A lot of them have this sort of honeypot effect where he got a female assistant to come with him. It's at a hotel, strangely enough, so there's no witnesses, but the female assistant would come with him, make it feel comfortable to what is the victim, and then he would dismiss that victim. And over again in these stories, you see this sort of plotted out thought process of young actresses feeling comfortable, and then him attacking it.
Fair to say that his career is finished because there could be liability for any company that hires him if he were to ever repeat this kind of behavior?
I would think that his career is, for the most part, not that I know much about Hollywood, but...
Peter Culp, founder of Culp Law, former Assistant Attorney General of New York State.